right. Peter Burns, everyone.
Thank you. I do lots of different things. I bike ride, I teach swimming. But one thing that I've introduced myself as, I introduced myself this way once. I work with people who are mentally ill on the weekends. And that wasn't as clear as it could have been. So now I say, for more than 35 years, I've worked with people who have psychiatric disabilities. Now, our clients, our residents, they don't get out much. So we have regular field trips. In the spring, we go to a sugar shack. In the summer, there's camping. In the fall, we go apple picking. And every December, we go to White's Christmas Tree Farm. Many of our clients don't have close family ties, so the holidays can be difficult. Really, more even than Thanksgiving, the Christmas tree outing is the beginning of our year-end celebrations. I'm going to tell you about last year's expedition, and you'll notice I don't really talk much about our clients, and that's because they're protected by really strong confidentiality laws. Luckily, my coworkers are not protected by the same laws, because if there were, I would have no story at all. We left in the early afternoon, right after lunch. Janet, who works in the group home with me, and I were in one car, and Shannon was in another car. She's a case manager for the people who live at the group home. Now, as we left the driveway, I broke out the Dentyne Ice chewing gum. That's one of our traditions. Every time we go on a field trip, I offer chewing gum to everybody. And traditions are made up of both small details and big structures. We drove to White's Christmas Tree Farm. The radio was playing Christmas music, and nothing happened. Now, the paradox is that for people who are psychiatrically disabled, who are in a group home, they have seen more craziness in their lives than we can ever imagine. Chaos and just tremendous pain. So to go on a trip and have nothing happen is great. That's amazing. I mean, it's not great for a storyteller. I've got to make up for it, as I go along. But for our clients, it was just a wonderful thing. Well, we got to White's Christmas Tree Farm, and we all get out, and they gave us a saw and a sled. Now, this was Shannon's very first time on the Christmas Tree Farm, and she was really excited. There was snow on the ground, so I let her drag me on the sled for about 50 yards. She was amazingly fast. Now, Janet, who I mentioned earlier, is a great person, a great coworker, but she is picky about Christmas trees. And we had to find the perfect Christmas tree. Not a good enough Christmas tree, but a perfect one. And that took a while. We were wandering around, and finally we found it. Now, another tradition is that I lie on my belly in the snow and saw down the tree. It's not my favorite tradition. But luckily, Shannon was there, and she's tough, and we took turns, and we sawed down the tree, and we put it on the sled, and we dragged it back. Well, one of my coworkers and the clients went into the store and had free hot chocolate, and you see there's an echo of this story tonight because there's free hot chocolate. The world is so enmeshed. So much is connected. So we went in there, and they had coffee, and I talked to Tom, who owns the Christmas Tree Farm, while he processed the tree. And I reminded him of the time 2 years ago when the wind was blowing so hard that the roof was starting to lift off the store, and I had to hold the ladder while he hammered down the roof. I said, good times, right? He said, yeah. Now, Christmas tree technology has also moved forward. Did you know there is a Christmas tree shaker? Isn't that amazing? There's this thing that gets rid of all the snow. You put it in and it shakes the tree. I mean, that was to me amazing. And then they slide it down a chute and they cover it with green cloth and trim it with, how you say in your language, power saw? Chainsaw, thank you. Bill is a lumberjack. He will be on later, but I brought him here for technical assistance should I need it, which I obviously did. Yeah, when I saw him, I was anyway. So, as I said, technology moves forward even as traditions stay the same. And they have this great thing. They have a tree holder with a spike in it, and they'll drill a hole in the bottom of the tree, and you take the tree and you slam it onto the spike, and it actually stands up, which is amazing because ordinary Christmas tree holders are designed to torch you, right? They never work. They fall over, they lean. It's really frustrating. So I was really excited. We got everything onto Shannon's tree, Shannon's vehicle, and we headed back. Now, Shannon had to do an errand before she went back to the group home. And we sat there and we waited for her for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour and a half. We finally texted her and she said, oh my God, I forgot I had a Christmas tree on my car. So she came back, and by that time it was late. We set up the Christmas tree and we decorated it. We put on the lights. And then, you know, there's that magic moment. The room was dark and the lights are about to go on, and it doesn't matter whether it's at work or at home, whether the people you're with are mentally ill, disabled in another way, or perfectly normal. There is that magic moment when the lights go on and the tree is there in your room. And that's a moment that I hope you all have this year. Thank you.